There is tremendous pressure on organisations to transform, and by transform is change, and maximise the use of the latest trends in technologies. Cloud is a great example. And so really what we help companies, or it's emerging, what we're helping companies with is how do they transform, and in the process of transformation reduce the risk to that business, the cybersecurity risk, but also at the same time provide compliance. Because when you change something, the strategy is to benefit. And the benefit may be reducing costs, distributing your architecture. There may be many benefits. And it's important in that process that the risk to the business of possible attack, compromise, breach is also delivered at the same time. So, and then it's surprisingly how much companies are surprised how much money they have to spend on compliance, either that internal compliance or compliance against regulations set down by governments and industries in many cases. So we help across all three. We're seeing the biggest sort of focus kind of sort of in three areas. First of all, privileged access management. When you've got a credential, when you've got an identity, what are you allowed to do? And organisations are realising, and a lot of the major breaches we've seen in the region have come about because someone has gone on the network with someone's legitimate credentials, but then been allowed to do whatever they want to do after that. And so we're certainly seeing how organisations segment either physically or certainly digitally around what people are allowed to do, irrespective of what, once the identity's been confirmed. The other big area of focus as well, we're finding is Active Directory, or my Microsoft stack, in particular Active Directory. Am I getting the most out of it, and is it secure? And because of the change in the way, driven, certainly accelerated by the pandemic, Active Directory is such a central part of an organisation now. Organisations are struggling to understand who accesses, who's on the, how is it all related, Active Directory? Is it secure? And in particular, who has access to Active Directory and how and when they have access. And finally, it's really about, it's also organisations, you know, data is the new oil, or data is the secret goods. It's the important part of the business. But do I know where my data is? And do I have the right amount of data? Do I need to keep all that data? Do I need to keep the information on someone's passport and driving license past the 7 years or 5 years that's mandated? And so organisations, because when that breach happens, I have to deal with that breach. So really understanding what data I have, and do I just need enough data? And if I've got enough data, I can get rid of everything else. So really sort of seeing those three things in that area. The other, I know you don't ask for three, but I'm going to go for four. The fourth one is around mergers and acquisitions. How do I grow the business quicker by acquiring other organisations, and how do I bring those organisations on from a network perspective in a safe and orderly fashion? We had an organisation recently we're working with that has over $6 billion worth of assets that come on and off its books every year. And the board has just mandated that it has to onboard a company within 30 days, which is a tremendous effort to be able to do that. And so helping organisations around that M&A, ensuring that they know what's coming on their network, they know it's as secure as the network they're bringing it onto, and it's done in as quickly and as efficient way as possible.